Well, a very good evening from the home address on what is this? The 15th of November. No, it's not. It's the 15th of February, 23. And it's been quite a busy day, actually. Got a lot to get through. Always have a lot to get through. Springtime is generally well, just like harvest time, isn't it? There's a lot to undertake, so I want to try and get as much done in the house in the next couple of weeks. And I've talked about the reasons for bringing things up to scratch and then leaving the rest of the spring for outdoor pursuits and gardening. Talking about gardening, does anyone know what this is? Well, it's a leek, or more accurately, it's about, what, 27% of a leek. Didn't use it all from the soup. But the reason I brought the leek through is, can you see it in this light? It's probably not very good. Shall I take you over to the light? Perhaps then you will be able to identify it as a leek. The reason for the leek pursuit today is one thing about having a metallic tray, it makes a fucking lot of noise, doesn't it? But it's handy. This is a very welcome present I got off one of my sisters at Christmas, and it's been a delight. I like carrying trays through. Brings back memories of being a waiter. Lots of fun days being a waiter, with a lot of amusing stories when I was young. But what am I talking about? Leek. I'm not sure if anyone buys leeks anymore, and the reason I brought the subject up is I'm finding more and more that every time I go into any shop, because I don't just buy them from the one outlet, but I tend to avoid supermarket leeks. But I go into various shops wherever I am, and if I see a leek, I generally buy it. And on purchasing the leek, the assistant will always stare at you with that very in-depth look of what on earth are you buying a leek for? That sort of look. It kind of puts me on edge a few times because I say, oh, can I get this please? And, oh, and have you got the leek? And then they look at you and you think you've said something wrong, almost as though you've said something quite offensive. But even today I nipped in for some produce, essential produce that is. I don't buy anything just on whims. I buy only essentials. But I am trying to raise my potassium levels a bit, so therefore I got some bananas. And I said, oh, can I get a leek? And again she stared at me, this different outlet, but she looked at me. A leek? Yes, please. And as she was ringing it through and popping into a carrier bag for me, she looked at me again, very suspiciously. It's almost like if back in the days of perhaps World War II, if maybe I broke accent slightly and they maybe assumed I was a German spy or something. But that's the same kind of feeling I get from shop assistants when I place a leek upon the counter ready for purchase. It's very odd. And it makes me think, does anyone actually use leeks anymore? Have they gone out of fashion? Do people not make soup anymore? Or don't they have a chicken and leek pie, for example? Perhaps they do, but it's already prepared for them in a little square box covered in plastic at a huge cost. Or maybe you've got signed up for that Hello Pish carry-on, and you've got the box, which I've often mentioned, and you've waded yourself into the box and discovered that there's only one leak for the week. One leak for the week. And anyway, I'm going to keep that also in a check in my... I've got several databases of strange things, so I'm going to pop my leak stories and keep a journal, an electronic journal of all these strange ones. I don't know what it is. It could be my complexion. It could be my complexion. They may think, how on earth can you have such a bronze complexion after a dull, dreary winter that we've had here? That could be one answer. Or they might think I might start eating leeks if he's got a complexion like that. Maybe they're thinking to themselves, yes, I'll have a leek, but I don't know where to start. Do I eat it like a banana? He's bought bananas, so maybe there's a connection there. So I can just imagine someone who's not used to leeks peeling away this stuff here and munching at the raw leek until they get a bunch of sediment in their mouth and some pesticide. It's just a thought, isn't it?